So it's 11:30 right now. I just got a message from Stacey. I was in the office, and she said she feels like she's having contractions. I don't know, so I'm gonna go in. 1 second, guys. All good?
All good. Just, I don't know.
You're a little worried.
No, don't be worried. It's nothing like, it's not progressive yet. It's just like a boom, boom, shock, ow. But it's not until it gets very progressive that anything will be like phone call worthy.
Okay.
But you have to remember, I still haven't had any water breaking. Like, I don't know, they said it may not happen, but whoa.
It's now Monday.
Guess what?
She still hasn't had a baby.
Went to bed pregnant. Woke up pregnant.
So what do you have? Oh my gosh, I keep hitting your belly. I'm so sorry.
Hit it, knock her out.
No, whoa, violence against our children, please.
I am feeling more today though, so I'm going to actually get another check today to see how far I've dilated since last Monday and get a few more questions answered.
I'm excited. It's feeling like it's getting more real. So,
Does it feel like it's getting further away from me?
what?
I feel like it's getting further away from me.
It's
I'm
definitely
like,
not.
Nah, this is just a beer gut, even though I don't drink beer. Up and I saw some of the couples from our class and I was like, man, I'm jealous. Last night was the first night that I had, I don't know if it was like mild little contracting, Braxton Hicks, whatever, or if it's her head just pushing so hard. Nothing progressive though. Consistent.
Probably both though.
Okay.
Because those contractions are going to help to push her down against the cervix a little bit more. Because those Braxton Hicks,
Yep.
what was just kind of like light tightening
Yeah.
is now going to turn into like half contractions, if that makes
Okay.
sense. You
Yeah.
know, which will help to kind of push her down a little bit more. So those are
Because
good.
I've
That's
definitely
good.
felt more of her down.
Good.
And I'm like, oh, okay, this is intense. Like, even walking, I'm like, wowzers.
Uh-huh. Yep. And you might get like shooting pains.
Yes. I had
That's
a couple of
normal
those.
because there's lots of nerve endings. So
Yeah.
the lower she is, the more
Yeah.
sensations you're going to feel lower
Okay.
down in there. So that's all good.
Been bouncing on the ball, eating pineapple, eating dates, like literally everything. Tea.
Good. I'm glad that you're doing all the things.
Yeah.
Because honestly, if it came down to it and you needed to do something to help stimulate your labor,
Yeah.
doing all those things are going to get
Yeah.
your body well primed.
Yeah. So then it's
And
not
those
as
things are more
hectic.
successful,
Okay.
you know.
Yeah.
But the goal is for you to go into labor spontaneously.
Yeah.
All of these signs are good signs showing that that's absolutely going to happen. Now when?
Right.
We don't know. We don't know. It's on her timeline.
For the first time, she addressed the fact that she will be annoyed if I talk to her.
Oh, yeah.
Last night, she
Okay.
finally admitted
Yeah.
it because in the contractions, she was being like, for some reason, it's really annoying hearing you talk. And I was just talking like this. And I'm like, see, you're not going to want me to talk around there.
Well, and you could tell him in the moment.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, sometimes during labor, you want to hear the encouraging words
okay.
throughout the contraction.
Yeah.
But then maybe an hour later, you're like, stop.
Yeah.
Because the intensity picks up a little bit,
Yeah.
and now you just want it to be quiet.
Yeah.
Your needs are going to change all
Okay.
throughout labor. But
So it doesn't mean completely give up. Don't ask me intellectual questions though.
No,
He's like,
has to think about.
Babe,
literally
the square root
asking
of 49, go.
He was like asking me questions last
Yeah,
night, and I was like, I was so tired, and I liked that it was rhythmic. So I think I was breathing kind of in that rhythm,
Good.
and then when I'm like trying to listen to him, I'm like, I can't breathe.
You're losing your.
Yeah.
Remember the video we showed about the 3 R's?
Yes.
Rhythm is one of them.
Yeah.
You got into your rhythm, and if
Yeah.
somebody is like this in your ear, you're gonna lose your
Yeah.
focus
Yep.
and your rhythm throughout it.
That's the one R that I like keep telling myself. I'm like, you're so good at finding a rhythm. Just anything with
The
this.
rhythm and the
just-
ritual
Yep.
are key. Key. There's a couple of handouts that I want to give you.
Okay.
If you do end up carrying to 41 weeks,
Mm-hmm.
there is some additional testing that we recommend that
Okay.
is done just to check on the baby.
Gotcha.
If
Okay.
everything comes back normal, you're fine to carry up to 42 weeks.
Okay.
But we start getting very serious after 41
Yeah.
weeks about helping to encourage labor.
Okay.
So
At that point, would you like go in and remove the mucus plug, or what does that kind of look like?
It's called a cervical sweep.
Yes.
We will get there though.
Okay.
So the testing that we will send you for is a brief ultrasound known as a biophysical profile. So this ultrasound will score the baby on an 8-point scale based on things like movements, what's known as fetal breathing motions, level of amniotic fluid. There are a couple of things that you want to do prior to the ultrasound to help prepare for it. One is just to hydrate.
Gotcha.
Because the more
always hydrate.
Yeah, well, I know I have drilled it into your head the last couple of weeks. I know.
I have so much liquid IV.
I'm not worried about it, but just know the level of hydration directly correlates with how much amniotic fluid you're making.
Okay.
So if you're dehydrated, your fluid levels are going to be low, which is going to take points off of this. Another thing is movement. So if you notice when you eat or drink something that helps stimulate the baby, you'll probably want to do that before going in, because we want the baby to be more awake. Gotcha. We don't want points to be taken off for lack of movement, just because the baby was taking a nap. Yeah. No, it was simple as just nap time. Yep. Not that the baby is lethargic, you know. And then when you come in for your normal prenatal appointment here, instead of just listening with just the handheld Doppler, we're going to put you on the belly fetal monitor and do a printout of her heartbeat, just to make sure her heart rate is fluctuating. Heart rate goes up if she moves, goes down to a baseline if she's at rest, that kind of thing. So that explains that. And then I'm going to give you another handout known as post-dates procedure. So if you do go 1 week past your due date, there are different things that you can start doing at home each day to maybe encourage labor. The first thing at 41 weeks being to increase certain supplements. Then you can move, if you notice you're getting, more cramping or Braxton Hicks contractions, then maybe doing some breast pumping. Because the nipple stimulation will help to make some of those cramps turn into maybe more labor contraction-like.
You have to cut this part. I did get him to at least get on board with the nipple stimulation part. I was like, can you at least do the breast massage? Yeah. Because I saw there's 8 things. And of course, sex is number 1, but then it was nipple stimulation.
That's works
and
too.
Different stuff. So I was like, okay, let's work on this one. So that one we've been playing with.
Great. But the nipple stimulation, in order to encourage labor, you have to do it for more like an hour at a time.
Really?
Yes, because what it does is it helps encourage the production of oxytocin. Well, the level of oxytocin has to build up in the bloodstream to the point where your body just takes over. So that takes a while for that to happen. So that's why we usually recommend just an electric breast pump, just pumping one side at a time and switching every 5 to 10 minutes.
Will it crack my nipples, or should I just coat them in
just
some
coat
oil?
them in a coconut oil or some sort of nipple butter if you have that. And low suction. You're not trying to pump anything out. You're just stimulating. So you shouldn't get too sore if you're using it like that. And then if you get to 41 and a half weeks, then we would schedule an appointment for you to come in. Your 41-week appointment, we could do your cervical sweep as long as your cervix is favorable for labor.
Gotcha.
But if that doesn't seem to work, along with the supplements and the breast pumping, the next step would be to maybe introduce what's known as a Foley cervical catheter. This is...
That sounds intense.
She's like, oh.
I'm like, baby girl, would you like to come out?
This is where the actual eviction notices probably start, right?
My mom's trying to give her an eviction notice. My mom's like, come on, Sienna. She's already backed her flight up and everything. She's like, that part's fine. But she's like, Stacey, I just want you to have a really nice experience.
Well, and you can have an equally nice experience at 41 weeks as you can at 40, it doesn't change anything. So the Foley catheter is just a little rubber tube that is inserted into the cervix. Now the diameter of the cervix is larger than that of the tube itself. So it's an easy process to insert it. It's not too painful. It does have a balloon on the end. So once the tube is inserted, then we inject a sterile fluid up into the tube, and it inflates a balloon that literally sits at the inside of your cervix. So here's a diagram.
Wow.
This is your cervix, and this is the balloon. So what it does is it simulates baby's head, really applying a good amount of pressure as it would during labor, which can a lot of times start contractions, and it will also help to dilate you a little bit more.
Interesting.
So even if it doesn't start labor, just that pressure will help to open the cervix more.
Okay. Good to know.
You can keep this in for up to 24 hours. You can go home. I mean, really the only drawback of it is that there's a tube hanging from between your legs. That's a little weird. You can still use the bathroom like normal. The only thing I would
it in the bum.
Yes, or up in the groin, however. I would just discourage you from like taking a bath or swimming.
Yeah.
But showers are fine.
And that's 41 and a half.
That's like between, depending on what's going on, between 41 weeks and 3 days or 4 days.
Okay. And so this is kind of like when we do the checks, like will we do another check today and see? Okay.
If you
and
want
so
to.
if I'm not going further, then we're like, okay, let's kind of help. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, or you're just not in labor at that point, you know. If that didn't seem to work as far as starting your labor, which if you do this in combination with pumping, that's another thing. Pumping and the Foley catheters work very well together. But if for some reason your body just needs a little bit more, then we would go for maybe offering you some castor oil to help reduce your labor. And I'm sure everyone's heard of that.
Oil. Yeah.
The old tried and true. It doesn't hurt. But we use that last.
Drank the liquid.
We usually kind of use that one last though, because it does have side effects as far as lots of stomach cramps on top of contractions and some diarrhea.
Stace keeps asking me. She wants me to check to fill the baby's head. I'm like, nope, can't do it. Can't do it.
You're not gonna hurt anything.
See, told you.
I don't know.
He's so afraid. This is good news then.
Yeah. Perfect little 40-week belly.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think she did maybe drop a little bit more. Because your measurement is the same as last week.
Yeah.
36, 37. Okay, she's over here on the right. It's snug in there.
Well, I don't know that she'd come out tonight, but I wonder if I'll go into labor.
She might like that idea. She sounds excited. I have 140, so that's good.
Also, it's dropped 20 beats. Because it was 160 last time I was here.
Well, it depends on if she's moving, it's going to be higher. And if she's more at rest, it's going to be a little lower.
Swirling now. We're pretty sure we actually felt her foot yesterday, which was so cool.
Felt her what?
Like her little foot. Like
her
more,
foot,
like it was really weird. And I was just in the
You
van.
kind of feel the outline of
Yeah,
it all.
it is so cool, like her little heel. And I was like, oh, okay, see, you're not that big. Everybody's like, she's gonna be so big, and I'm like,
no, she's not that big
I'm like,
at all.
put your hands like on my belly.
You
It's
could,
not-
I mean, if you went to 41 and a half weeks, you'd still deliver a very normal size at baby.
What's your bet of how much you'll weigh? Closer to 6 or 7?
I mean, right now, I think she's probably still in the high 6s.
Oh.
You know, she could be maybe getting into the 7s by 41 weeks, but I don't think she's going to be even 8 pounds.
Yeah.
No matter how long you go.
My bet was 7.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh.
So all that moves. How?
Nature.
How does
Nature.
that move? How does that move? And that's what ends up looking like. Oh my goodness gracious.
That's the outside of the uterus with a full-term baby inside.
And that. Okay, so that.
All goes wherever it can possibly go.
This explains the difference.
That is what's happening inside. You poor thing.
Okay. Your cervix is what we call favorable for labor.
Okay.
The cervix is nice and soft. It feels
Yeah.
pretty stretchy, so it's well ripened.
Gotcha.
You
So
know,
we
and
can keep doing all the things.
Keep doing all the things. Okay. Add the beach walks.
Yeah.
Okay. You're doing good.
Yeah.
I just want this. I just want a baby. I just want to have a baby.
It's funny though, as soon as she goes in and does the internal, I'm like, F no, this is gonna hurt. We match. Oh my gosh, we look adorable today.
So cute. Hold on, let me put my sunglasses on.
Oh, I love it.
So cute. That's the end of this video, guys, because look, the due date was yesterday. My nose looks really weird when I have it in this. Oh, why would you do such a thing? So it's getting close, guys. Make sure, please, can you press that like button? That would help a lot.
Give us a little wish.
Yes,
for,
wish.
You know, put up the good vibe.
Comment below as well, guys, because we'd love to know, do you think it's gonna happen in the next day, next 2 days, next 3 days? Let us know. And make sure to subscribe, because baby's coming. Alright guys, bye!
Bye.
Okay, so we've made it to the beach. Doing this the strategy again of walking. Apparently that seemed to do some wonders for you.
It's like pounding.
I think it's just walking in general though, she just doesn't walk. Maybe this will induce a bit more, I don't know, I'm not feeling confident.
I think she's staying for life.